The preferred method for shrinking or recovering heat shrink tubing is with a heat gun and a reflector. However, sometimes a reflector can't be used due to the size of the tubing or space requirements where being installed. In this case, you will need to try to get the heat around the entire 360 degrees of the tube. Although you may think you've got 100% shrink, you may in fact have only shrunk down one side of the tube. This can result in failures at installation and not achieving proper even wall thickness. This can cause premature failures in the field, as you don't have the mechanical strength of a thicker wall of tubing, less dielectric strength due to a thin wall, and a poor seal from no melting if there's adhesive present. Heat guns can also have too much heat. Typical tubing start to shrink between 90 and 140 degrees Celsius, depending on the style chosen. Heat guns themselves put out 600 degrees Celsius or higher, so shrinking tubing is not a race. Too much heat or shrinking too fast can cause damage to the tubing as well as the cable you're shrinking onto. Finally, use of a flame can be used, but remember, it's called heat shrink tubing, not flame shrink tubing. Extreme care must be used when using a flame, as it will be very easy to damage the tubing, wire, or cable insulation, or even harm yourself. For this reason, a flame should be your last choice. Watch to see that you have complete shrink, as sometimes you think you've recovered and in fact you may be close to fully recovered, resulting in poor waterproofing. The opposite can be true for using too much heat and can result in squeezing too much of the adhesive out the end. The adhesive is like a lubricant while it flows, and with the tubing always trying to recover while hot, it just continues to push the glue out the ends. While this may be good for inspection, it does little to provide a good or better seal when it gets pushed out the end. The proper seal happens inside the tubing while against the insulation cable or wire. Too much glue coming out the end gives the impression you have a good seal, and you might, but it would be better left inside. Some tubing specifically has more adhesive than others. This doesn't detract from getting a good seal if all proper procedures, selection of tubing diameters, and lengths are chosen.